Okay, here we are in Yosemite again. It's spring of the year because you can see how much water now is coming off the mountains and those waterfalls. It's booming off. Beautiful sight. That's just melted snow that's being melted as the days are warming up. And as it hits there, why it goes through the rocks, eroding the rocks off. And another shot of the waterfall. Quite beautiful scenery. I think, is that Angel Falls there, dear? I think that was the one they call Angel Falls.
I don't remember the different names.
But here's another scan of the granite
El Capitan.
El Capitan there, yeah.
Sweeping the road. I don't know why.
That's the girls again sweeping the road. Well, there's something to do. And here we're going to show you another one of the redwoods. We go up to the top, which is very scenic, and you get the idea how tall and big they really are. And of course, once we get to the top, we show you the top. No, we didn't get down that one either.
This is where they're driving through.
Yeah, they've cut a hole in the tree, and Marilyn got out, and I'm driving through the tree. And we'll show you this one too, because this is
all the way to the top.
Get up to the top and show you the top. I think that's the same tree. I think we showed it to you on the way up and on the way back down. Yeah, we'll change here. No, we're going to show you another redwood tree. That one wasn't so tall. It didn't take so
there's
long.
an animal in here somewhere. I think there. See the chipmunk? It's a chipmunk.
Or a squirrel. Yeah, that's
it's a chipmunk.
Yeah. You won't miss many of the chipmunks.
If they would just get out in the sun.
Oh, he does. But you remember, we've seen this before. He gets out in the sun.
Well, he's there.
I remember. There he is.
Two of them. There's two of them. There. That's a squirrel.
Yeah.
I can tell a squirrel from a chipmunk.
He's out picking up nuts and putting them in his cheeks. And after a while, why, you'll turn around and watch how full his cheeks are. See that? Cheeks
Looks
are
like
loaded.
we're going to have a picnic.
Yeah, that's Marilyn. And
there
another
goes the chipmunk.
Yeah.
There's the deer.
Yeah, there's the deer. And I don't know which park we're in right. Well, we were in Yosemite, but where were we that we saw these deer?
Oh, forget it now. We're back at the patio in Palo Alto.
Yeah, this is
dressing up
day.
Candy.
This is dress day for Candy. Says, oh man.
Oh, look at the apricots. This has to be July. They ripened about June. They ripened about the 1st of June and were gone by the end of June.
Some of the biggest, nicest fruit that I've ever seen.
But now this is over at the Nut Tree.
Yeah, this
what do they call it? The Nut Tree House, or it's a restaurant?
It's a restaurant. It started out as just a roadside stand, sold fresh vegetables, and just kept growing, and now it's got a whole.
That's Joyce.
Whole lot
Debbie.
of things.
The first one we saw was
Side
Sharon.
saddle, no less.
There's Sharon in the middle.
Yeah, you can see how they loved horses.
Now do you know where we
they were
are?
so excited when they got to Texas and got horses.
Sacramento, California State Capitol building.
Yeah.
With some outstanding, bas relief or whatever you call it, stuff on the front. There they're going into the Capitol.
See the Capitol building. This is the vacation we took to going up north, wasn't it?
Oh, look at the
and
squirrel!
There's a squirrel out on the Capitol grounds. Notice that. I guess this is just a motel. What is this?
Sacramento's as good a guess as any. It's just a motel.
I think this is the one the girls used to like to play backwards whenever we'd show it on the movies. And we'd show them jumping out of the pool back up on the diving bar.
Backwards, yeah.
Yeah,
that's Joyce in the white suit. Well, forget that. Welcome to Victoria, one of my very favorite movie reels.
That's the Parliament building. Maryland has a great deal of scanning for the Parliament building. And this is the ship we took to leave on, but we're not on there yet. We'll go back to see the Parliament. There's the Parliament building again. We'll get to see the main one, and now we'll get to see the wing on the right, and then we'll get to see the wing on the left.
Did you see the hanging baskets
Oh,
hanging from
beautiful
every
flowers.
lamppost and the double-decker buses?
I don't know why we didn't ride one of those double-decker buses while we was there. And of course, we got to pat the horses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, now that's the hotel that's there, which I don't know why we took a picture of either, because we didn't stay there. Now we're on this ship that we saw earlier.
Ferry.
Well, it's a ship, ferry ship. That's true. It's
Mhm.
for mostly carrying passengers and cars. A lot of cars on it. And Sharon got lost on the trip back, and it's about a 4, 5, 6 decks on it. And we looked for a long time.
Pretty scary.
When I found her, I mean, of course, she was scared, I'm sure. I just walked up by her and didn't say a word and put my hand on her shoulder. She reached up and grabbed my hand, and we just kind of walked off together. I didn't excite her. And so it turned out very uneventful, but it was scary there for a while. Now we're in San Francisco Bay, and I just rented a little old rowboat. I got my 5-horse motor out there with those big ships, and cargo ships and passenger ships. And we went just all over the place. Whether they had any sense or not, I don't know. That's the
There's
Bay Bridge.
the Oakland Bay Bridge.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But right in here, the water's pretty calm, and I've been fishing in here in a rowboat, so it's not bad what we're doing here. Some people said I shouldn't have gone up as close to some of those ships that were docked as I did, but as long as they're not moving, I don't think there's any danger. That tower's at the railroad station.
Yeah, at the foot of Market Street.
Yeah, that's
Coit Tower,
Coit
we
Tower,
can see.
right. And here we are just going along in the boat, and that's the shoreline of San Francisco. And that's over in Oakland there, I believe.
See, watch the boat.
That's the front of the boat. That's Alcatraz there. And we went around and clear under the Bay Bridge around Alcatraz. That's one of those ferries that carries you out to Alcatraz. That's one of those scenic boats there to Fisherman's Wharf.
Right.
We went around clear to Fisherman's Wharf and just rode in there among the fishermen and everybody else, just like we owned the place.
Just like we had good sense.
That's right. And
which we didn't.
I don't know. The water got a little rough here, enough that I was a little concerned about getting back. But we rolled right on back. There, your sailboats out there. They're out there by the hundreds.
We
on
pulled
weekends.
some
Beautiful.
starfish off the pier. Do you remember those starfish?
Yeah, they're at Fisherman's
And let
Wharf.
them dry out on the roof of the house, and they took different shapes. They looked like little dancers and singers. They were cute.
You can see the water's getting pretty rough for this little boat. Those waves are fairly high, but they're just nice swells and never did really do anything to scare us. Now we've left the boat. We're back in Chinatown.
Yeah. Good old Chinatown. Now, I think, I see all the vegetables. Oops, that's Chinatown. Now we're back. It's got to be Joyce's birthday, because here we are again at a Halloween party. That's Erica's, the little flapper in red, is her friend Erica. Let's see, that's Sharon in the long blue dress. And there's, what was Joyce? The little girl that's dressed up like a baby. What was her name? That's Bonnie. I remember Bonnie. Karen is the Calypso girl in the background there. That's Karen. I have forgotten. I don't know who the fat girl is. Or the clown. Or the little Lulu. I don't remember these girls.
Bobbing for
Betsy,
apples.
the ballerina, is her friend Betsy.
Yeah, bobbing for apples.
And that's
again.
Susan Baird is a witch.
Yeah.
That little girl, I should know
You
the.
remembered her last time.
I can't
thought
remember
years.
her name.
Yeah. Of course, I never did even see a lot of these kids. I was at work this day.
Oh, they had fun.
2 of them. That's the front door to the
Henry's. We're back in
Henry's. Right.
Anaheim.
It's back in
Jill's
Anaheim.
Playhouse.
And this is their playhouse in Anaheim. I think we're supposed to have some kind of production going on here that was planned. This is a rehearsed scene,
But
you know.
it didn't quite come off. There's
Well,
Jill.
I think it's coming off. I mean, see, they came, the car arrived, she's sweeping the porch.
Here comes
fixing
Jan. We have a
dinner, and that's a new
a
addition.
new child on the scene, little Jan.
I think they rehearsed this 2 or 3 times before we shot it. And there she is making mud pies, you see.
Yep, making playing in the sandbox.
Sand dailies. And that's Deborah. And that's going to be Jill, I think.
Sharon's in the car.
Yeah. Car's almost big enough for her.
Here comes Jan.
And here comes Jan. And they're going to entertain the dog here again, I think, pretty soon. They're awfully good at entertaining dogs. Now that car is about the right size for Jan.
Mm-hmm.
She fits it, but then she can't pedal it. Who needs to pedal?
Joyce is a little big.
Yeah.
Who needs to pedal if you got somebody that'll push,
Somebody
right?
will push.
There goes Wade.
That's Wade. And that's not like Wade at all. He's usually a clown. I'm surprised he didn't wave and make a face or what have you. There they are together.
Mm-hmm.
He's camera shy. I never did realize that. He really is. He's there. He's one
Jill's
foot and then
in
the other.
between 'em.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's camera shy there too. Now the sun's shining like
Yeah,
it
they're
ought
waving
to.
goodbye as we drive off.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. That's us going around a corner. So we go to San Diego. Going to the zoo. Look at them walking along. This has got to be in about 1962. Spring of 63.
Probably spring of '63. Because I was working for Palo Alto and I was down there on a big recruiting trip.
This is the petting zoo.
And you took the girls to the zoo.
Right, see, they're at the petting zoo.
Yeah. And, there they are feeding the llamas, and I don't know, what is that crazy thing?
I think it's a tapir,
Yeah, that
T-A-P-I-R.
sounds like a good name for it. That's the
A
attendant
camel.
there that takes care of that's a baby Campbell.
Uh-huh.
And here are the seals.
Sharon and Joyce. Is that Debbie, I guess, holding up Sharon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeding the seals. Yeah, seals are always fun. And they're so sleek and their fur is so pretty. And they're so loud.
Yeah, when they talk like a politician.
There's the raccoons.
Look how restless they are. They just all the time on a go. Oh, there's one standing over there, but he didn't stand very long.
Yeah.
And then we've
Monkeys.
got monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're going to see a baby monkey here pretty soon.
Elephants.
Yeah.
Elephant. One elephant.
Yeah, that's what I saw was one.
Oh,
That's
is
a
that
bear
the
over
bear
there.
lying
Yeah,
down?
bear laying down
The
there.
zebras.
Yeah. And then we're going to have some
Giraffes.
giraffes. That's right.
One giraffe, two giraffes.
Long-necked giraffes.
I don't know if this is the same one or a different one.
The little sun gets through there now and then. On them. There's a good sunny
That's
spot.
much prettier.
Uh-huh.
That's prettier.
That's another one of
I
those
think it's an alpaca.
alpacas.
Yeah, I
not
think
a
that's
llama.
what that is. It's an
got
alpaca.
A little shorter neck than a llama.
And there's a bear, a dancing
Another-
bear.
Yeah. Holding his hands up, people throw it peanuts.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're riding on
another
that
bear.
train now.
Yeah.
And there's an animal that I don't know what it is. Another elephant with his mouth wide open, waiting for a peanut.
This is the
In the
bird
bird.
sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
This was a very nice sanctuary. I wasn't here this day, but was back there, and it's a very large one, and had a lot of birds, quite a variety of birds, in a tropical setting. I think this is still in the sanctuary, but
Yeah,
it's so dark you can't see, and there's
I
probably
remember
birds.
those birds with that
Yeah,
feathery stuff on their heads.
yeah, but you can't see 'em.
Right, and there we are back watching the seals again.
Yeah. We're
There's
playing
old King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. There's the king right there, right now.
Right.
Yeah. And so to perform, he'll roll over.
Uh-huh.
I guess they're just milling around there now, something to take a shot at
Look at the white peacock.
in the background.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's got its tail all spread out.
Uh-huh. Beautiful.
Now it's going to turn around. My folks used to raise peacocks, not the white ones, but regular ones. Oh, they're a noisy bird at 4 o'clock in the morning. You get up and holler.
Here we are at the beach.
Yeah.
Coronado Beach down at San Diego.
Right.
It's pretty cool that day.
Again, I was having to work, so I wasn't down there with them.
I think this is in about February or March. It was early spring that we were down there.
Yeah.
And the wind is blowing. I remember it being pretty cool, but that didn't slow anybody up. They're still having fun in the water and the sand.
Well, it wasn't very cool because they're in shorts. And
Oh, kids don't have good sense when it comes to temperature.
there you are. That's a smart move.
Mm-hmm. That way I'll never forget where it was that we
You
were.
know where you were.
I should have put the
Coronado
date
Beach.
down too. Wouldn't that have
Yeah.
been clever?
What day of the week even?
I don't know.
Now we've moved
Where?
again. That's me.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we're out camping. That's our tent.
At Lake Berryessa.
That's right. And we're going to go fishing.
Fishing. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to catch fish too. But there we are camped out. And each girl has a fishing rod. And there I go with my 5-horse motor and straw hat. It's a pretty lake, beautiful water. Shoreline is just so-so. It's tree lined as you can see, but nice. And some nice areas. Nothing spectacular.
It's up north of San Francisco, up in Marin County, isn't it? I think
Mhm.
it's in Marin County.
And there goes a water skier. And
Here comes
we
a
are
fish,
catching
I
If
think.
we can get the camera on the fish, yeah. Yeah. Caught bluegill.
Uh-huh.
And I dressed them.
Debbie's
we fried
gonna
them that
take
night.
take it off the hook.
Caught us a mess of fish. Yeah, Deborah was always good about taking off the fish. And that's
Taking
Sharon's
one, uh-huh.
fish. It's a little bigger, I believe. But cut hook deep. It's bleeding.
Now we're swimming.
Yeah, here we are swimming. Now watch this.
Faked her out, didn't
Yeah,
she?
Yeah, Joy says,
And Joy says, "Here's water in your face." Yeah, I'll show you. Yep, I think we're just swimming there in the
There
at the
again,
shore.
we just put life jackets on the girls and let them get out there and play. It's
Mhm.
deep water right where they are right there.
But they're having fun.
Yeah, there's my little 5-horse motor again. And here comes Sharon. She's going to come up here and show you the fish, I believe, as I remember.
Well, I think
No.
that's Joyce, so that wasn't Sharon.
Was
Sharon
that
has
Joyce?
pigtails.
I guess, yeah, just Sharon out there in the
Uh-huh.
water. Yeah. Well, I thought
That
she was
was-
going to show you the
well,
fish.
I thought she
There's,
did.
they're all three out there swimming now
Mm-hmm.
and paddling around. That was a nice weekend trip we made there. What did we spend? 2 nights? There she is.
Probably.
holding
There
up
she
her
is showing
string
off the string of fish.
Yeah. We must at least have 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah. I hope we had something else for dinner to go with them.
Yeah.
I don't think that was much for dinner. There she goes throwing that. Now, old Dad's going to show her who can win. He said, "You're not going to fool me. You're not going to fake me out."
I'm even wearing a life jacket.
Yeah. That's our house.
Oh, yeah, this is Deborah off to camp. Go
Girl
ahead,
Scout
Marilyn.
camp. Loading her stuff in the car to go to Girl Scout camp. Oh, now she's wearing shorts.
Yeah.
There.
And she took some warm clothes too this day.
Yes, you have to in California because it gets cool in the evenings. Loading them onto the buses. I don't remember exactly where the camp was, but I think it was about an hour away on the buses. And we met at a shopping center parking lot, and everybody got on the bus with their knapsack and their belongings.
Deborah, you ought to talk
Stayed
about this
2
trip
days.
So it was Hidden Valley or Hidden Falls.
I'll take your word for it. I have no idea.
Hidden Falls Valley, maybe.
some. Yeah.
And while she was gone, we went down to Monterey for the weekend.
We'll be back to Deborah on her trip, though.
This is the Dennis the Menace Park in Monterey, California.
Yeah.
There's
There's a
Sharon
slide.
coming out the
And
slide.
somebody else going to come out.
Is that Joyce? Anyway,
That's
Joyce's friend Bonnie. Yeah, that's Bonnie.
Bonnie.
So the first one was Joyce. Went with us. That's Carl Collins, and there's George Collins.
And here's the one that goes around that I
Yeah.
called a merry-go-round earlier.
Uh-huh.
And they sure have this thing designed well, because look at all that movement. And kids all over it, you know, and everything, and they don't get hurt, so.
Yeah,
that little black boy there was Kenley, took charge of it and running it for everybody. He was having a ball, you know, being the operator. Showing everybody
getting a
good
drink of
time.
water out of the lion's mouth again, just like in Midland. And we camped down at Big Sur that weekend. Let's see, is that Joyce or Sharon? I can't tell who's the...
I don't know.
Stand still, kid!
Just a rope hanging in the tree down there.
Well, you hung it. We took the rope.
So I said,
Or Al did. Either you or
I
Al.
hung that rope
Either-
in the tree.
That
down
must
there.
be Joyce, because there's Sharon standing in the foreground.
Yeah, that's
That's
my
one of the
rope. I remember
Collins
tying
boys.
those two steps down there for the kids to put their feet in, which didn't work out good at all.
One was better. There's Bonnie, Joyce's friend. Yeah. The another thing I'll never forget about this weekend camping. We were in our tent, and the Collins were in their tent that night. And in the middle of the night, I heard this little voice coming from their tent saying, "Help! Help!" And the next morning, I said, "Dean, what was wrong last night? I heard somebody crying for help." And she said Carl got lost down the bottom of his sleeping bag and he couldn't find the opening. He couldn't get out. Oh, now those crazy kids went swimming, and that water was probably about 36 degrees. Cold. I
It was
couldn't even
melted
put my
snow.
foot in it.
Yeah. Right, there was a little edge of it that was fairly warm where you could get out in, like right there. That was cold even there with the
Oh,
sun
yes.
shining on it, and it's not running so fast there.
They played in it for 15 minutes and their lips were just blue.
Mm.
I mean blue.
And I thought on the theory that if you got out there and exercised and got your blood flowing, well, you'd take it. Boy, I swam out as far as I could, as hard as I could, and you talk about trying to
And
get
back
out
as
of there.
fast as you could.
That's right, and I didn't warm up one iota. It was just ice cold. It was just too cold.
Okay, that's Sharon in the red and Bonnie in the black, and I think Joyce was out there earlier in a blue swimsuit.
But as long as you didn't get down, you know, just your legs in it, you could endure it. Just a pretty little.
Still in Big
Stream.
Sur Park. We're
Yeah, there's a waterfall.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still at Big Sur.
Yeah, that must have been long on this trip since that's me and climbing the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's another scene of the waterfall.
Isn't that pretty though?
I don't know why we didn't go back up. Yeah. That's Joyce there.
That's you,
and That's
Bill.
Bill.
Now we're
That's
back in our
Fred, yeah.
backyard. That's my
From
dad.
Palo Alto. Gonna pull some of those apricots we was talking about earlier.
This has got to be June of '63 because we're cutting them open and throwing out the seeds, and you spread them on these trays to get dried apricots.
Just lay the halves on this tray. There was a farmhouse just near us, about half a mile away. And you could go down and just get a tray, and they would smoke them for you. And you get all up dried apricots.
In
Boy,
sulfur
they were good.
fields overnight.
Yeah. That
One year
wasn't-
we ended up with 48 pounds of dried apricots. 48 pounds. Where are we now, dear? Back at the Japanese tea garden.
Japanese tea garden, that's right.
Obviously, this is when Mother and Dad and Shirley were visiting, and we have them in there at the Golden Gate Park with us.
Yep.
There go
they
Mother,
go now.
Mother and Shirley, followed by Sharon.
Yep.
Sharon's trying to squeeze between the. I don't think she's going to make it.
And there's Deborah.
I think we left the tea garden and went down to Big
They
Basin.
didn't have it. Yeah, they didn't have any
No,
deer.
this is another day. See the oatmeal box? We're
Yeah.
feeding the deer down at Big Basin. Oh, that's John Schetzler. This is another picnic altogether.
Oh,
that's
yes,
Dwayne.
That's Dwayne.
There's well, there was almost Mike. There's probably an animal in here that we can't. There it is. See the chipmunk?
Yeah. There's Chipmunk again.
The girl,
Marilyn
the
had a
kids,
thing.
rather, with
There's
their
a good shot of
popsicle. That's Dwayne and Barbara.
And Sharon.
Uh-huh.
And
Barbara.
Barbara.
Showing off.
Yeah. And Mike and
Yeah.
Deborah.
And Joyce.
Yeah.
And feeding the...
Feeding the
No,
ducks. But
yeah.
it was swan
Oh.
and geese.
This is that park
Peacock.
in San Francisco. We're back in where the cable car was.
Yeah, I remember
That
the cable
park.
car. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kids had a ball playing on that cable car.
Yeah.
Hanging on it. Jumping
This
off
is
of it.
really a big, nice playground in San Francisco that we used to go to. That's Barbara with John, trying to get away from
Doesn't
the camera.
want a picture taken. And Mike's got
But
his
see
hat
all
on.
the swings and the merry-go-round and everything to play on. It's
Just a nice park.
big one. I think it may have been in Golden Gate Park, down near the west end
I
of
think
it.
it was. Yeah.
Near the ocean end
Yeah.
of Golden Gate Park is where it was. Wonder if it's still there. Let's go find out.
All right. When you gonna leave?
Oh, not till tomorrow.
It's cool that day, but not cold. They got sweaters on,
Yeah.
which is typical San Francisco weather.
Especially if you're near the ocean.
That's right.
Now we're at this is that river down by San Jose or Santa
Right.
Clara down in that area.
Yeah. The Collins took their little boat along.
Mm-hmm. That little plastic boat out there
Yeah,
belongs to
that's
them.
It's the Collins boat out there.
Looks like probably Debbie and George in it, don't
Yeah,
you think?
Debbie's taking somebody for
Yeah,
a ride.
Debbie and George. And I saw that's Joyce in the white swimsuit. George is giving her a hard time.
There's Debbie again, taking somebody for a
That's
ride.
George Collins. Oh, now we're at the
Skunk Railroad.
in Northern California.
Yeah. It's back lumber. A lot of lumber, cut wood here, lumbering. It's a little stream where we cooled our cold right.
On
For the
that
day.
trip, Shirley Abraham went with us. We went up there for the weekend and took Shirley Abraham. There's Debbie.
And this little Skunk Railroad, there's just one or two cars that'll go, and you just get on, and we just went up and got off at this place, and guy told us about what time to be ready to come back, and we were there, and he picked us up to come back. It's a common thing people do. And I wonder what people do, though, that miss it when it comes back. 'Cause
Spend the night.
it
This
doesn't-
this little train goes east in the morning and west in the afternoon, and that's it.
and it's-
Up through this beautiful, beautiful countryside.
But you're out in the middle of nowhere there. There was
We
no
sure
sign
were.
of life other than us. And here he comes.
Fortunately, we caught it back.
Yeah.
You better believe we were sure to be out there
Yeah,
too.
we were prepared. We didn't want to spend the night. Now this is back at where we caught it, at the lumber camp. And this is just one of the old locomotives they used for handling logs, I guess, or whatever.
Now it's for kids to climb on.
That was out there as a museum.
This is along the coast in that general area. I don't know.
Yeah. And there's a
Let's say it's in northern
pretty good
California.
blowhole here, which is where water comes in and bangs up. There's a hole, be a cave underneath, but then there'll be a hole where it comes up out.
Out
But
of
we
the-
didn't get enough good a picture of it.
Well, you got to be there in high tide, I think, to get
Get it
really
coming
good
Yeah.
action.
There was couple of Russian villages there we didn't get a shot of that I wish we had. Our buildings, a church and a what have you. That's the Golden Gate Bridge. That's the engineer that engineered it and headed up the construction of it. a miracle of the day when he put the thing together, and it was really a engineering feat.
And one of my favorite things in San Francisco.
That's the
love to
restaurant
be up
there
there.
at the Golden Gate Bridge. The wind blows there a lot. It's cold.
This
But we
is
went across the
Thanksgiving Day.
bridge, yeah, and on up to Sebastopol.
Sharon and Ruthie are doing something.
Marilyn's cousin was pastor of the First Methodist Church up there, and we had gone up there for Thanksgiving dinner.
Look at the persimmon tree, loaded with persimmons. That's Edith and Louis. My cousin is Louis and his wife at that time. And here we are going in the house. Joyce and Sharon, all dressed up for
Almost
Thanksgiving.
going in the house.
Well, Joyce went in the house.
And there comes somebody and me.
Mm-hmm.
I
That would
guess
have
that
that
was
would have
Louis.
been Irving. Well,
Could have been Irving.
that's Virginia.
That's Irving there. Irving is Louis's father, who's
Now
quite
that's
elderly.
Sharon and her little friend Holly Mack.
We've moved again.
Yeah, we're back at our living room, and they had such good times together.
Yeah. Holly's not used to the camera. See, Sharon's giving her some directions. And
There they go.
there they go.
Oh, I think we're at the beach again. What do you think?
Moved again.
I'll tell you which beach in a minute.
Yeah.
There's Debbie. There's Sharon, lying on the beach.
It's a little warmer. They don't,
I don't
have their
know where we
sweatshirts
are
on.
yet.
That's Deborah there.
Now this is the Palace of the Legion of Honor in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I don't know where that beach was. I think this is, well, there's the Thinker.
Yeah.
A copy of. I think that was Sharon down there in red. Yeah, that's Sharon right there. And Joyce beside her. There.
And
No,
there
yeah,
comes Deborah.
was. I'm not sure though. I guess. Yeah,
Oh, I think it
Debbie
had to
on the.
be.
No.
Now they're going to dance. By definition, that's a dance.
I think
They're
we're back at the zoo.
Golden Gate Park.
That's a snow leopard. I do remember that.
Yeah.
A beautiful snow leopard. Very rare in zoos even. Very few zoos have one. I think they're from Russia. These are just plain leopards. And baby leopards. Oh yeah, this is the... See the two babies? Aren't they cute? This is the time we went to the zoo and there's a baby monkey.
Yeah, there's the baby monkey I told you
Uh-huh.
earlier was coming.
Uh-huh.
That's another shot
Clinging
of the baby
to
monkey.
its mommy's.
Yep.
The penguins.
Yeah.
Penguin.
That's back in their
Apricot
backyard
trees
in Palo Alto.
In bloom.
Apricot trees blooming. Our neighbor was a Mexican that was a gardener, and he trimmed the trees. We rented there, and the landowner paid for the trimming of the trees, so it was quite a good deal for us in that respect.
This would be about February because that's when they bloomed. And this is April, and we went back to Marineland. And get ready for some more whales jumping out of water and dolphins jumping out of water and sweet seals doing things in the water.
It's the same show again,
It sure is.
but it's amazing what they can teach those animals to do.
There come the dolphins. There comes the whale. There's the whale jumping higher. Woo! You know, you don't want to sit down front. You get drowned. Look, now they didn't do this before, because see how high up out of the water he's coming?
He's trying to get out, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now
And
we're
this
over
is
at
a
the seal.
different show here.
Seal
It's
show.
few years later.
And this is the seal act.
Yeah,
Aren't they pretty? Look how the water glistens on their fur.
silk.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, how pretty.
Just a stick on his nose.
Uh-huh.
Amazing what they can do.
Yes, it is.
That's not a dog this time. He's
That's a
pulling
seal.
another seal.
Mhm.
That's the high dive.
Come sliding across there. Gonna play baseball. This is the dog. There's the one with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a dolphin pulling it, not a seal.
Now we're going to play basketball.
Well, these are dolphins, aren't they? See, they're not seals.
Yeah, these are
These are the dolphins.
yeah.
Bowling. Look at this! Not strike. Is this not impressive?
Jumping through the wire frame of fire, circle of fire. Yeah, those were dolphins.
And there the penguins. Back to the whale tank. They really did have a thing for whales.
Yeah.
But it's quite a thrill to see those big old things jump out of the water like that. Is that the hat that one of them?
Yeah, he raises the hat up, puts it on, and comes up and raises it up, and the guy takes it off. How about that?
Oh, there's something.
It's pretty good to teach a whale to do that. One of them wasn't there, and he went over it.
A little late. Oops,
Yeah.
there he is again.
Yeah, you need to start shooting just a little earlier on that.
Are you happy that time we saw the water before they came up out of
Oh,
it?
yes, that was good.
Yeah. And the water after they go back down in it, and here he comes, watching. Oh, back to the penguins. Funny little things. Aren't they?
And the flamingos standing on one leg.
And there's everybody. Looks like they're heading back
Yeah.
to the parking lot,
That's
don't you
and
think?
the girls. Yeah.
Oh, back to the petting zoo.
This is back in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
This is a trip I think I was with you on.
Uh-huh. Yeah. We're on vacation this time. Took a week and went down to L.A. and San Diego and then down to Ensenada, Mexico.
Had a nice motel down in Ensenada, which is far enough down you feel like you're kind of in Mexico. It's not like a border town at all. But it's still got enough tourists that is easy to mingle in with what was going on. Mix in. What's that?
Oh, it's just out in front
Here we rented horses on the beach.
in Ensenada. We're now
this
down
is
in
down
Mexico.
in Mexico and Ensenada.
See the Mexican hats.
Yeah.
All the girls have their little Mexican straw hats.
And
All the
we
girls.
each got a horse, and Marilyn got one that was slow going down. We had real problems waiting for her to catch up because she stayed back and took pictures. So she got a late start. Thought she'd never catch up. And then coming back, her horse took off. There was
We
no
turned
way
the
that we
corner
could
and headed home, and I passed them one at a time. Ended up home first.
Yeah,
First one back.
yeah. We just rode down the beach for, I guess, 30 minutes, and then
Rode back
then
in
came
10.
back and got back early.
Actually, they probably let you ride down at least 40 minutes because you know you can get back in 20.
We also hired a guide that took us out fishing while we were there, and caught a lot of guys fish.
Yeah, there they are swimming in the motel
Marilyn
pool.
and the girls did. The guide said I wasn't a good fisherman. I said, Marilyn's a good fisherman, you girls are a good fisherman, you know good fisherman. I didn't tip him very much either.
What were we catching? Flounder?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think they called them halibut. What we
Yeah.
were catching was halibut.
Okay.
I don't know whether there's a difference. I think it's halibut we was catching.
You know, I bet you 50% of our movies involve water in one form or another.
Yeah.
Either oceans,
it's
oceans or rivers or swimming pools.
If you eliminate the pictures of ground squirrels and squirrels and stellar jays, the Cortez Motel.
That's
This
where
is
we
it
stayed.
in Mexico, right? This is up on a hillside overlooking the dock. There's quite
Yeah.
a bit of shipping there,
So this is from the hillside.
and yeah, the
The-
dock area,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got there, as you could see, the larger ships come in there, and they raise wheat primarily. And Maryland wanted to get some cornmeal to fry the fish in. And they don't raise corn down there at all. Nobody knew the word corn or knew the Mexican word for corn. We finally found some corn in a supermarket in imported foods.
Good
Had to
old
go there to
Quaker
get
Quaker
cornmeal.
cornmeal. I mean the American package, the whole
Yeah.
right out of the United States.
But there were some nice homes up on this hill overlooking the town. They had a big political rally going on while we was there that a little bit distracted from our enjoyment of the place, but not in any serious way, major way.
Now we're at the Tropicana Motel. Back
This
in
is
LA.
LA.
Anaheim to be exact. Here comes Sharon. That was Joyce first. Probably Debbie next. Nope, Sharon again. Anyway, this is back in Anaheim, right across the street from Disneyland. So we make another visit to Disneyland.
There comes Deborah.
Uh-huh. Holding her nose.
Yeah.
That kid doesn't like to get water in her nose. Never did.
I guess that was Deborah again
This-
there, wasn't it?
off
That's
the diving
Joyce,
board,
and
that
then
was
Deborah's
Joyce.
coming
Here
right
comes
behind
the-
her. They're holding her nose again.
Uh-huh.
Deborah, can you remember this trip? You ought to.
Oh, yeah. Down to Mexico.
Down to Mexico and to LA.
Enough on the slide already.
Yeah. Time to move on to Disneyland. I don't think
I
we
don't-
took the camera to Disneyland
We didn't.
this day because
We
we had
didn't.
pictures there and you just didn't want to haul it around all
Right.
day. But this was one of the nice motels that
And the best of it was we were up bright and early the next morning in Disneyland, probably as soon as they opened. I would guess.
yeah, we had a habit of being there on time on things like that.
Mm-hmm. Pays
On
off.
time being a little early.
It pays
You
off.
get there before the crowd gets there.
Well, at least we quit going down the slide. Now we'll go off the diving
Yeah,
board
we
for
go
a
off
while.
the diving board for a while. Yep.
That's right. Wave to the camera.
There you go.
See the Matterhorn
Tropicana
over there?
Motel.
That's to prove we're across the
Matterhorn.
street from Disneyland.
And
I
here we
do
are on a
believe
picnic.
we're back in Big Basin.
Probably so.
By this time, we knew that we were going to be moving from California to New York, and this was our. When we went down to Mexico, we suspected that we would be moving. By this time, we knew that we were. So I'm sure this was our last visit to Big Basin for a while. Had to have one last weenie roast down there. As usual, we were sad to leave California, but it was exciting to move to New York. We'd never seen that part of the country, so
It was a good
we had
move.
something to look forward to.
Oh, here we are walking across the tree.
This she did pretty good.
Yeah.
Here comes Deb. Now watch it,
One step at a time.
watch in a minute. She turns and starts walking sideways.
Didn't make it.
There goes Joyce again.
Yeah, I think she made it.
Uh-huh.
And then Marilyn comes after a
But
while.
now,
Well,
look, now see, Bill gave Sharon a straw hat. He says, use this to balance yourself with.
It'll help.
And with a whole lot of balancing, she
Must
got
have helped.
across.
There we go, all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure does help. Have somebody hold your hand.
That's, I don't know, there was a little unsteadiness there.
All three
Everybody
legs at the same
kind of
time.
balanced themselves. Yeah, here comes Sharon. See, she's getting pretty good now, getting a little more confidence.
Yeah. And here comes Marilyn. Look at the speed, the grace.
Oh, she says, quit.
Oh, stop that.
Yeah, quit taking movies.
New technique. Is that Deborah?
I think so.
Yeah, that's Deborah.
I don't think this technique's going to work very good, though.
Well, we don't know.
Let's just go up and feed the deer for a while.
I think
Finally
this is,
caught the deer in the sunshine. There's a stellar jay.
yeah,
Aren't they beautiful?
you've got a lot of color. This
Oh,
is still in
yes.
Big Basin at their feeding area there.
Yeah. Deer have the biggest ears. All the better to hear you with, my dear.
That's a piece of salt there he's looking. They've got a salt block out
Mhm.
there.
No, that's a paper sack.
I guess that is. That's
Mm-hmm.
eating popcorn out of a
And I
paper
think
sack.
that's it, as I recall. That's
Yeah.
what we've got so far.
And that's the finale. Very
And I
good.